welcome back to my channel. If you can't already tell by the title of this video, this makeup look is the makeup that Katy Perry is wearing in her latest film clip, Dark Horse. So it's very Egyptian inspired and there's lots of detail obviously going on with the eyes, with the eyeliner and whatnot. So if you want to see how I get this look, then just keep on watching. Obviously this isn't the most wearable makeup. It's always fun to recreate stuff that we might necessarily wear. And if you've got a dress up party, it's super easy to do and you look very Egyptian. So yeah, without further ado, we'll jump right into the tutorial. So as you can see, I've already gone in and done this eye. We're basically going to repeat the other side as well, but it's a little bit different under the lash line here. So she's got a little bit of a different line on that side as well. So to start off, you really want to make sure that you definitely prime your eye with a really good long-lasting concealer. So I'm going to be using my MAC Pro Longwear to do this one, and then I'm just going to go in with this brush and apply it all over my eye here and a little bit under my eye as well, and just make sure the area is really well primed, and also you get rid of any discoloration that might be on the skin there. All of the shadows that I'm using today are from the Urban Decay Vice 2. So as you can see on this other eye, it starts with a nice rich purple on the outer corner, fades into a gold, and then eventually into a nice silver, like pale white kind of highlight. So first off, to start the look, we need to create our outline for this really sort of winged kind of thing here, whatever you want to call it. To do this, I want to take a very small angled brush. This is actually the Angled Brow brush by Sigma. And I'm just taking a matte black shadow, which is the same one out of that palette. And I'm going to start just drawing this in. Now I'm using a black shadow to do this first because it's just going to sort of act like an outline, and then we'll go in with the liner later on. But if we make any mistakes, a black eyeshadow is a lot easier to clean up than a liquid eyeliner. So we'll start at the corner of the eye and we'll just start to trace in a rough shape of where we want to apply this. So really lightly, I'm just sketching this in. Give me a basic guide of where that line is going to go. That's given us a really rough outline of where we're going to put that black line. Now it's time to go in with our shadows. And then the first shadow I'm going in with is this one here called Voodoo. And as we did with the other eye, carry it only sort of onto the eyelid there and the crease only a tiny little bit, because most of the lid area is actually gold. So over top of that darker purple, we actually want to go in with this lighter purple as well. This one is called Betrayal. And it's just going to give that outer corner a little bit more of a sparkle. Now it's time to start with our gold, and just taking a flat shader brush, this is the MAC 239. I'm going to pick up the gold from this palette. So this one is called Strike. I'm just going to start packing this one right here on the lid. If you get a little bit of purple on the other side of the brush whilst keeping the gold on that side, you can sort of use it to blend those colours together by flipping the brush and continuing to apply them. Now that that's done, we want to go in and apply the highlight. And to do this, I'm using the bright silver out of the palette called Shell Shock, so it's just that one there. And I'm picking that one up on a small detailing brush. I'm just going to pop this on the inner corner here. As you can see, as I've applied these shadows, I've really kept them on the inside of this line that we applied earlier. So do make sure that you do that. I'm carrying this one through my tear duct as well and a little bit into the lower lash line. Before we go in with the eyeliner, I'm also going to add a little bit of gold glitter, just patting it very gently only onto that gold section. From the picture I can see, she has got some shimmeriness to that gold section, so I'm just using MAC Gold Glitter. Of course, as always, to apply the glitter, I'm just going to use some MAC Fix Plus as well and spray it on my brush, because this is going to really help the glitter to adhere to the eyelid. So just pat that one over that gold. Okay, so now that that's done, I'm going to go in with our liquid liners. Today I'm going to use a Maybelline Master Precise liquid liner. This is perfect for a job like this because the point is honestly, it's just tiny. Like, and it's really good for getting in those sharp edges and the details and whatnot. And I'm also going to be using a black eyeliner from Napoleon, and I'm going to sort of paint over the original line that I've done with this one because it gives a really nice matte black and really dark effect. So to begin the look, I'm going to start on the inner corner, and as you can see on this side, I've really overdrawn that inner corner tear duct. But Katy's look, that line doesn't sort of really follow down the natural shape of the eyelid. It actually goes a little bit more flat, as you can see I've done there. So we're going to try and replicate this on the other eye. And I've got my fingers crossed that they're going to be even, and I'm probably not going to be able to talk while I do this because I'm going to be concentrating so hard. Okay, so carrying that line, and sometimes I do find it easier if I actually hold my nose and pull it because it really helps to get in there. So now we're going to continue this line over the top of the lashes and then follow the shape of this outer V section. Okay, now to do the outer part. And then keeping it sort of horizontal with that bottom line, carry it almost to the inner part of the tear duct there, but not quite all the way. So we've got our basic shape. Now as you can see, the line's a lot thicker, so we need to thicken this line up as well. So starting on the inside, don't colour around it, but go from the inside, just start thickening up that line. So I'm switching eyeliners now, so I'm moving on to this one by Napoleon. Now this one is very liquidy, but it dries to a very matte finish. I'm actually going to be using this tiny little brush and dipping it into the bottle here and using this to apply it. And just tracing over a bit of that line, just to make it very black and very dark and bold, and it's really well defined. Okay, so now that that's done, we want to start on the lower lash line. So on this line, she's got a line that sort of curls a little bit on the inside and then it carries out straight, just like the line on this one. Now starting on this outer section, we want to start with the line, carrying the line out. And then bringing it up close to the lash line. And then when we get to this inner corner, we're going to sort of curve it down a little bit. There we go. Now going back in with this one, which is a lot darker, like I said earlier, and tracing over that line. Don't worry too much if you make a bit of a mistake, because you can always go in with an angled brush and a little bit of makeup remover or some concealer and really neaten it up, which is probably what I'll have to do. We'll see how we go. See, I'm gonna have to fix that up. That's all right. Okay, I've made a mess out of this. Okay, now that that's dry, we can go in with an angle brush and some eye makeup remover and just clean up the bottom of that line. You guys will probably get yours neater than mine, but and then just going in with a bit of concealer underneath that to clean it up. Now applying a little bit of mascara to the top lash line there, but make sure to keep the bottom lash line actually free of mascara, because Katy isn't actually wearing any mascara on the lower lash line. The emphasis is mostly on this line that we've done. And then for lashes, I've chosen the 102 Demi Pixies, I think they're called. Not sure. The 102 lashes from Ardell anyway. Oh, my hands are filthy from doing this. Okay, picking those lashes up with a pair of tweezers. I'm going to first apply the center of the band and wiggling it as close to my lash line as possible. And then I'll grab the edges of the lashes and I'll tuck them into place. Keep in mind that this glue will dry clear and you won't be able to see it. Okay, now we're going to start working on the rest of our face. To start off with, we really need to get rid of this gold glitter that's fallen out from the eyeshadow. So to do this, I'm going to take some sticky tape and just very gently press that onto the skin, and this will pick up the remainder of that glitter that's left over. You're not going to get all of it by all means, but you will get most of it. Now I'm going to go in and apply a little bit of foundation. I'm using my Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk and I'm in the colour 6.5 in this one. Now I did apply a bit of this before I started, but a bit of it's come off, you know, during the process and whatnot. So just go in and apply it wherever you need the coverage. Katy's skin is flawless as always in the video, so we want to make ours nearly as flawless as hers, which is probably not possible because I'm not a supermodel and Katy Perry is. Okay, now that the foundation's on, we want to go ahead and set it in place, and I'm going to be using my Face of Australia Translucent Loose Powder to do this today. And I'm picking this one up on my tapered highlighter brush from Sigma. And basically I'm just going to use this brush so that I can pat it really close to that black line that we've got there. We don't want to go over the line with the powder, we want to keep the powder away from it, but this brush will really allow us to get nice and close. And then just between the eyes. It depends on how oily you are. I generally like to set my entire face because I am quite oily. But if you don't need to set your face as much, then you don't need to do this, I guess. You're very lucky. Now Katy doesn't have too much other colour on the rest of her face. Obviously most of the attention is on the eyes, but I will do a little bit of contouring with my Taupe blush by NYX. As you can see, this one isn't anywhere near as dark as the colours that I normally use to contour, so it's going to give more of a natural shadow and not look overly contoured. And I'm picking that up on the same tapered highlighter brush from Sigma, and then just putting a little bit of that just in that area where the hollow of my cheekbone is. And her nose is a little bit more sculpted than mine, so I'll carry a little bit of this one just down the sides of my nose there as well to try and imitate having a perfect nose. She's got such a perfect nose. Oh. It's alright because I haven't paid for mine, so that makes it okay. And then on the cheeks, I'm just going to go for a tiny little bit of colour, just to add a little bit more life to my face. And I'm going to use my NYX Blush in Pinched. I picked this one up the other day and I'm obsessed with it. It's so nice. Use my Duo Powder and Blush brush from Sigma to do this. Oh, that's a tongue twister. Blush brush, blush brush, blush brush. Okay, and just gently applying this sort of in the areas of the apples of my cheeks and a little bit up my cheekbone there as well. So now to finish the look, we're going to move on to the lips. Katy's got hot pink lips in this, and they're also glossy, not matte. So to achieve this look, I'm first going to line with this NYX pencil. This one is hot pink. This is just a lip liner. Okay, then for lipstick, I'm going to use Centrifuschia by Lime Crime. And from looking at the picture, this is nearly the exact colour that Katy's actually wearing. Oh, these lipsticks smell so good. Could eat it. And then to get that really glossy look, I'm going to go in with my NYX Extreme Lip Cream, and this is in the colour Strawberry Jam. So once you finish with the lips, that pretty much completes the look. I hope you guys really enjoyed the tutorial. Give me a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. I absolutely love Katy in this film clip. It's probably my favourite film clip. She's such a badass and it's so cool. I'll just give you guys a really quick close-up of what the eyes look like when they're finished. So very heavy on the cut crease, lots of detailing with the eyeliner there. And yeah, it's just awesome. It's just really, really cool Egyptian makeup. If you guys do decide to recreate this look as well, definitely tag me in your pictures. I love to see your work. And until next time, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!